Well, a different location for talking with the Chief Minister. We're down at the Villa Marina. You've been doing the State of the Nation address, and we'll deal with that in a separate interview. But obviously the news on Mount Murray, even in your address here this morning, you said you've been already in talks with potential investors. That's quite fast. Have you known about this situation for some time?
No, I only found out about this yesterday. It was a complete bolt out of the blue. Clearly we were aware that they have had problems up there. It's caused primarily, I think, about a breakdown of negotiations between Mr. Goubet and the insurance company, that there's a big gap in the settlement figure, which Mr. Goubet believes is insufficient to be able to enable him to redevelop the hotel as he promised last year. That, coupled with his concern about the increased price of heating, gas in particular, which has seriously damaged the finances there, I think, and probably coupled with his illness at the moment, he's decided just to close the whole operation. It's not a rundown. He's closing it next Friday, so it's a fairly short-term outcome. The Mount Murray, though, although it may well have been controversial over the years, has been a vitally important part of the hospitality industry over the last 20 years. It's been hugely beneficial. It's been not just for a residential point of view, but also for business use, for functions, for weddings, for private dues. And so it has a vitally important role to play. So my concern was to get back to Mr. Goubet as quickly as possible, and to his chief executive on the island, and to start talks to try and fully understand what the implications of this are. In the meantime, I've been able to talk to a couple of potential investors. Maybe nothing will come of it, but I want to start talking now to people who will take a genuine interest in trying and resurrect this project.
Interesting, there was no Sefton sort of offer there then?
It's a different situation. I mean, this building was largely destroyed. There was all the accommodation, for example, 100 bedrooms, I think, were lost in the fire. With the Sefton, it was simply short-term financing just to help the cash flow to keep the company afloat. This is an entirely different project. Clearly, as with any other hotelier, there is the ability for any new hotel developer to apply for grants from government, and that may well be the case. Really, though, the Mount Murray needs a genuine long-term investor to come in, someone who has the money, has the vision, and has the energy really to resurrect the building back to where it was before.
If the fire hadn't happened, there's pictures of Mr. Goubet. We got them going through his beautiful brochure because he was going for a casino license. He wanted to extend the whole place.
Absolutely.
He'd always said on the record that he regretted making the rooms as big as they were. He thinks nowadays people had smaller bedrooms, and he would want to build it, I think, rebuild it to that plan. And also there was a problem there between payments.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes, well, he's got planning permission, I think, for about 100 new bedrooms. I'm not sure what their shape or
and
size are.
And casino potentially, wasn't it?
And he had the option for the casino, and I think he still has the option for a casino up there. And that's really was what triggered the 100-bedroom extension. It was going to be a 5-star development. It would have been exactly what the Alaman wants, and so it's hugely disappointing that the whole thing is falling through. But it does now open the doors for discussions to take place, potentially with other investors, to explore these same opportunities.
So you're quite positive that there's going to be a good outcome overall? I mean, it's still empty, it's still ruined at the end of the day, most of the building.
It's very early days yet. I'm always an optimist, and I have to be an optimist as Chief Minister. We will be redoubling our efforts now to try and get investors into that project and into the hospitality industry generally, because I think the loss of that capacity will be very difficult to be picked up by the existing hospitality facilities that we have.
2 years, and you say about conferences, now the Villa Marina is about the only place left that can handle big ones.
Yes.
I mean, this venue we're at today, in the past, has been up at Mount Murray.
Yes, I mean, we have 2 other buildings in town which are used occasionally for these functions, but frankly, they're not big enough. I think Mount Murray at its peak could take something like 250 people. I doubt anywhere else in town can take that numbers.
Yeah, the Alaman seems to have coped with the bed situation. I mean, he lost all those beds, and yet, you know.
So far, we do have a new hotel, of course, the Manning Hotel, coming on stream next year. and the Claremont has had a major investment and upgrade there. So we are seeing changes in the industry, but we do need a new landmark hotel, and that has been absolutely redoubled now that we've clearly permanently lost Mount Murray as it was.
So there's momentum on this. Do you think there'll be news sooner rather than later then?
It's difficult to say. This has come completely out of the blue. We've only had one day to look at the whole issue. We need to sit down. I need to talk to the key players in all this to see what interest there might be. There are opportunities in the Isle of Man in hospitality generally. Those opportunities were there before the Mount Murray fire. It may well be we'll be able to regenerate more interest in actually achieving that investment. But I'm not going to make promises at all at this stage, other than I will be doing my best with all the contacts we have to try and encourage new investment in that area.